Hello.
Hi, Dana.
Hi, Monica.
Mark.
Hi.
How are you? Good?
How are you? We're good.
Good. Good.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the first time we visit a couples therapist, so we're kind of nervous, I guess.
It's totally understandable. First times are always.
Yeah.
So tell me, what brings you here?
We heard about you through a friend. We've been having some issues lately, but we both decided that it's better for our relationship to visit a professional because we do want to get to the bottom of this, even if it's going to take time, I guess.
Yeah, we want to work through this.
Yeah.
Well, it's very understandable. And I just wanted to say before we start, there's something important we need to discuss. Whatever we talk about here and discuss stays here because this is very confidential and it's out of respect for your privacy.
Perfect. Thank you.
And another thing, whatever you feel comfortable talking about, you can talk about. Whatever you don't, feel free not to.
All right.
Okay?
Thank you. That's good. I was a bit nervous. Yeah.
So tell me more about.
We're young couples, so I guess you've met young couples before. It's always on the edge, I guess. We
Yeah.
met at work. Would you want to talk about it?
Yeah, we met. Well, we both work in advertising, so it's a tough job. It's a tough life. And 3 years ago, Mark decided to join the company which I'm working in. And at the time, I was in a relationship, in a long-distance relationship, and Mark was as well dating someone. So it kind of was a bit tense, you know. The chemistry was there, but none of us really wanted to.
It was awkward.
Yeah, and also business with pleasure to add on top of the fact that we're both in separate relationships. So eventually, Mark decided to approach me.
Oh, her. Yeah, that's her side of the story.
We always fight about that, who
Yeah.
approached the person first. But irrelevant, we got together over a lot of alcohol. And
Exactly.
yeah, those were the days, I guess. Today, here we are, 3 years later. The passion has died.
So
And the thing is, I mean, the passion, like that spark, because we had this very intense chemistry between us. You know, like those wild nights.
So what I understand is that you started working together and then you started dating 3 years ago, and with time, passion faded away.
At first, it was very good.
Okay.
To be honest, at first it was good, but then you have to see you have to see the person every single day, every single minute of the day, because we're together.
Okay.
Our offices are right next to each other.
Yeah.
So you know how a lot of things happen at work or after work, so they impacted the relationship.
Yeah, like even within work, let's say if I had issues with certain people within the company, you know, like at the end of the day, it's a professional environment, so Mark would still be nice to them, and that, you know, that really bothers me because, I mean,
There
this
was
is
a
supposed to be my
conflict.
backup.
Yeah, there was a conflict between the personal life and professional life, which you
Big
both
time.
were together in.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
So tell me, I was wondering about your passion, the passion that you were talking about. Can you tell me more about a time where this passion was healthier or alive?
Sure.
I'm shy. You can talk about
In the beginning, actually, when we were both starting off, if you want, our careers, we would take risks at work. We wouldn't care, I think, much about what other people think.
Yeah, like it was the rumor of the office, and
Yeah.
we really didn't care.
It was fun. Yeah, the fun part of it was.
It was
that we
thrilling.
didn't care. It was thrilling, I guess. Later on, you had to think about work, your career. You take things more seriously, what people think about you, how you would approach people, how you'd be seen in public with your girlfriend and your colleague at the same time. That's, I think, one side of the story. For me, there are other parts as well
Yeah.
that affected the relationship.
So what I understand here is that what the difference between before and now is that there's a bit more of a serious intake about things.
Yeah, I mean, I guess before we didn't really care whether we were in a professional or personal environment. We were still together and we were us and we had that world that we live in. But then eventually we realized that, you know, we can be together, but there are certain situations where we have to, you know, have our limits. So let's say at company parties in front of the entire office, you know, we had to sort of keep our distance and, you know, maintain, I had to talk to the guys, he had to talk to the girls, and that sort of, you know, came between us having to put up this act,
Yeah.
which was weird because usually you do that in the start and then you go public. And with us it was sort of the opposite. We were public and then we sort of went hidden or private.
Okay, so I was wondering again, if you would, both of you would wake up tomorrow and things would change, how would it be different?
I guess we'd go back. I don't know. At least me, I'd go back to the beginnings. You know.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure it's possible, given the parameters of the work environment and the careers. Again, I mean, we're both advancing in our careers. I have a new position, so I have to again maintain this position and the image that comes with the position. So I can't be seen fooling around or.
Yeah.
I'm a senior position now, so.
Okay, so work priorities aren't allowing you to be as spontaneous, if you want to put it this way,
Yes.
as before.
But that's also an issue because, like, obviously we both have our careers and we both want to grow in whatever we're doing, but we still has to be able to, I mean, differentiate. I mean, if I was in any other company, we'd be seen in public together. You know, it's not about fooling around. This is your girlfriend.
Okay, so the workload and the work stress that has been going on right now is affecting your personal life.
Yes.
You still want that spontaneity in your lives, but you don't want it at work, or you don't want it to affect work.
True.
True.
Let's think about it together. How can you implement this spontaneity in your personal life other than at work? Is that possible?
I think it's possible, but that's my other problem with the relationship right now. Because we're so used to each other at work, I think it affected the personal relationship because, as I said, we're used to each other, so I think Monica is, even myself, we started like taking less care of ourselves, how we prepare to see the other person, what do we do afterwards. For us, it's for granted, like we're used to seeing each other every morning, so it's fine. After work, if we're tired, we don't make the effort because we saw each other during the day, so it's hard. It's hard, and the more we're together, the more we're used to each other, and the less we take care of ourselves, I guess, and take care of the other partner.
Monica, how do you feel about what we just heard?
I mean, I guess it's partially true, but for me, I'm not gonna sit and, you know, girls have much more to take care of themselves than guys do, so it's impossible to wake up every morning, put on full makeup. There's this girl at the office that does that every single day, and, you know, at some point Mark was hitting on her. He doesn't admit it, but he was. Or at least I thought he was, so, you know, like, I don't like to be compared to anyone else. I'm not that girl. I'm never going to be that girl. At the start, obviously, you want to impress, but then eventually he has to see the real me. I mean, if we're going to end up together and married with kids, he's not going to wake up next to a model every single day.
So you just want to feel comfortable with someone
Yes,
who would
exactly.
see you through all the phases of
Exactly.
Mark, do you feel the same way?
I like the comment about sitting in with a girl.
Let's go back to that. What about that girl? What are your thoughts on this issue?
I don't think I hit on her. I think she caught my attention, of course, because she takes care of herself, but like any other girl. And I think we're open in our relationship to a point where I can say that, so I didn't hit on her. My other point being that if we're too comfortable, at some point, for me, it died, the passion died, that's how it died. You should always do sacrifices, you should always uplift the relationship, the image, if you want to stay at the long run together. So that's how I see things.
So that's an interesting perspective, talking about the balance of comfort and desire. Can you tell me about a situation that one of you felt, or both of you felt that you had that comfort and that desire together? Like, can you tell me about an example? A day, or for example, a moment, any point in time?
When we had that,
Yeah,
the passion.
when you felt that you had that.
The beginning, I mean, every single dinner, be it work dinner or personal dinner, she would like take care of me, watch what I'm eating. I mean, anything. Now it's just.
And there was always something new to talk about.
Yeah.
You know, like we had those interesting things. Now sort of like we go to work so we know each other's days. So by night comes when you're in that social, personal situation, we can't really talk about work, and we spend our life at work. So, you know, there's not much to talk about. And also just I remembered another thing about Mark is he's very, it's very hard to plan with him. It's very difficult to plan anything. Like he's the type of person who doesn't really commit to dates, to times, to anything. So if I tell him in 2 weeks you want to do this, we'll see when 2 weeks comes, and that's very frustrating actually, because you know you want to keep that spark alive by planning special events, and I just feel like he's never interested, or he just wants to go with the flow and wait and let time pass by.
I can hear how frustrated you are. Mark, do you have any comment about what Monica just said?
I've heard this comment before, and I understand where she's coming from. I do like celebrating, I do like planning, but the thing is, I stopped thinking about it because it never really happened. Monica talks about things and plans things, but when it comes to the real thing, and I'm kind of a perfectionist, so if it doesn't happen once, twice, 3 times, that's maybe a problem. I don't know, being a perfectionist, but if it doesn't happen once or twice, I kind of let go and focus on something else.
Okay, so I'm hearing you both out, and I can see that both of you are trying.
Yeah.
How about, okay, so I propose something. Tell me what you both think of. What I understand so far, and correct me if I'm wrong, is that both of you are trying to balance your relationship and your work with the comfort of everyday life, and trying to restore desire and intimacy between both of you. How about we can meet up for a couple of sessions, if you feel comfortable, and see where it goes, and we can take it from there. What do you guys feel about that?
We definitely do the effort. I mean,
Yeah,
there's no
we
harm
took
there.
the first step, I guess.
Yeah, and we've reached a point where I'm not gonna say rock bottom, but I'm gonna say it's a step to regain what we had.
Yeah.
Okay. So then, how about we can meet up next week? I'd like to meet up with each one of you first alone, just so that I can take up personal history. We go back to talking about everything we discussed on individual basis when we meet again together. It's just I'll see you once alone, and I'll see you alone, and then we go back to seeing the 3 of us sitting down together right now, like today.
Okay.
Right after that.
Yeah.
How do you guys feel about that?
That sounds perfect, honestly.
And what do you suggest we do by then?
Well, we can do something. How about you think of, each one of you thinks of something that is new and you haven't done before together. How about that?
Yeah, if we commit to it and it happens, why not?
Well, you think he's very critical.
Mm.
That's also another issue. Like the way he says things is always in such a criticizing way, and like, I mean.
It's only because I want to push her.
Yeah, but he also needs to be aware that this is me, and this is who I am, and he needs to accept it. Like, that's another thing actually that I forgot to bring up, is that if I feel a certain way, and he doesn't experience those emotions. Like if, for example, once we were camping, and and there were bugs everywhere, and I'm afraid of bugs. But Mark thought, because Mark's not afraid of bugs, so Mark thought that it's not a big deal. So he didn't care to take care of me because I was scared of those bugs.
So
He just thought I was being a girl and whatever, go to bed. Whereas for
That's
me,
interesting.
it's a big deal, you know. I'm scared of bugs. These are actual emotions I'm feeling.
It's for.
Why is it that?
It's just fun.
See?
So you just wanted to feel validated about your fear
Yeah.
and being taken care of. And did you tell Mark?
Yes, of course, I told him. And he said that, he said at the time that I thought I would be acknowledging this, and I didn't want to acknowledge it so you can move past it because it's something false in your head that you're creating.
Mark, what are your thoughts about this?
I mean, that's one example. I know she tends to exaggerate it. I mean, I know if she's afraid of bugs and if bugs approach her, I'm gonna take care of them. But she just likes to exaggerate things, I guess. I mean,
No.
it's not like I don't care about her or afraid that she be bit by bugs.
Well, the fact that you both came here today does signify that you do care about each other. So I
Yeah.
think we can acknowledge that. Maybe just acting it out in a different way can be a point in our conversations later on, if you guys want. Well, I'm interested, since this session is closing up, I'd like to know your feedback about our conversation, and if you felt that your needs were met, and or did you talk about what you wanted to talk about? What were your expectations? I'd like to know more feedback.
Yes, they were met, honestly. I feel comfortable talking to you. There's something comforting in talking to you, which is really nice. I guess there are a couple of things I didn't say just because it's my personality to not give everything out at once to a person, but nothing major. Just more detailed explanations of certain situations. But yes, for me they were. What about you?
I felt comfortable as well. I'm the type of guy who likes to say everything at once and expect results immediately. But already I know what to do, and already I feel comfortable. And I want to come again because obviously this is leading somewhere, be it if it works out or not. But I like to see results, and yeah, it feels good letting out the things I had inside.
It definitely feels good. Sometimes we need to just let things out. So, is there anything you would have rather talked about, or I wish we could have done in another way that we could do next time? I mean, is there something that you want to improve or change, or in what we're talking about, in anything that's going on here?
For me, no. Nothing. Not really.
I think we can go more into details, I guess, in the next sessions, but
Yeah.
again, not today. And we can give examples. I have a lot of examples, but
That's sweet.
in a good way.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess in the next sessions.
Well, that's. I'm looking forward to that. I hope you guys are. Okay then. See you. Who? Do you want to talk about it first, and then come back to me about who wants to come first next week? Do you want? You can take your time and think about it.
I can. Yes, I'll come next week.
Okay. Well,
That'd be good.
I'll see you next week,
Yes.
and I'll see you the week after.
After that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Dana.
Thank you.
Nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you too.
Nice to meet you.
Bye. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Bye bye.